Let us begin our today's discussion after we discussed about the definition of drama, the limitations of all those definitions of drama, and we have even discussed certain characteristics of drama that which can be collected all together and can be considered as an acceptable definition of drama, not a complete scientific definition of drama. It is an acceptable definition. I am saying it once again. Definition can vary from understanding to understanding, that how you understand certain things, how you understand certain characteristics. So we cannot restrict ourselves in drama for one particular kind of definition. And that's why we have to understand the characteristics of drama. In the last lecture, when we were discussing about drama as one of the most important genres of literature, we even I pointed out certain important things to you and pointed out that the word drama comes from early Greek word dran, D-R-A-N, means to do something. And drama implies doing something of considerable importance. In modern terms, a dramatic action is the plot or storyline of a play. The ingredients, as we have seen it in the last lecture of drama, are plot. The characters are presented by the actors on the stage, and the actions of the actors described by their gestures and movements. Thoughts, there's ideas in play which is revealed in dialogue and behavior. Then we talked about spectacle, which is represented by scenery, music, costume, and lighting. And finally, we talked that we require audience who respond to all these mixtures and ensemble. When we are watching a performance in the theater, we see the actor here, we see the actor performed in front of our eyes. We are aware of the kind of setting, we are aware of all the different scenes used in that particular performance, and we are aware of the fact that it is a theatrical performance. It is a performance, it is not real. But as a student of literature, when we start reading all those things, we have to imagine that the actor, how he will move from one place to another, from where on the stage he will enter. We have to visualize how he will speak that particular line. It is, as I said in the last lecture also, that a difficult task for the reader to visualize all those things, and that's why most of the time students feel that drama is a little bit difficult to understand, although it is small in number of pages to read. But lots of things are part of it. And that's why we need to understand this important fact that drama is an experience in which we participate on various levels simultaneously. When we are reading a play, we are performing in the form of actors itself. We become character. We try to imagine that how Hamlet speak, how Hamlet utters that particular dialogue. We are always visualizing each and every character as per our understanding. And that's why it is most important for us to understand, to believe. Because, as I said you, it is very much difficult for the reader, especially because we, the students of drama, are the readers of that particular text. We have not seen the performance. We are reading that play, and with the reading of that particular play, we are trying to understand what exactly is happening there. And that's why drama plays a double role in understanding. One, we have to believe that it is happening. And second, we have to listen, it is make believe. It is make believe. So you are, on psychological level, you are dealing with the two things at the same time. And as I say, drama had both the motifs, one to instruct, another to entertain. What is exactly, although we have tried to collect all the characteristics of drama, although we have collected all the ideas of drama and try to make some definition, so-called definition of drama, but let us understand and let us try to find out what is drama. When Aristotle wrote about drama in his very famous book called Poetics, which probably we will study in the third semester, at the beginning of third semester. If you read the book Poetics of Aristotle, where he discussed about drama and especially discussed about tragedy, he provide, or that text provides, one of the most early and most influential theories of drama. And in that book, Aristotle began by explaining drama as the imitation of an action. For action, he called in Greek as mimesis. Imitation of action. Now, his work has been analyzed by several critics, by several editors, by several interpreters in various ways. We are not entering into that book to discuss all those things. But what that book talked about, what that book discussed about, that drama is imitation. We have to understand this particular word and this particular line. Drama is an imitation. Imitation of the things that take place in life. Even you will find out in Shakespeare's Hamlet, it has been asked to, it has been narrated, the one dialogue appears in that discussion between Shakespeare and the artists, Hamlet and the artists in the play. And there, somehow most of the critics used to say that would be the better definition for understanding of literature also. Then Hamlet asked the artist what exactly it means by performance or what it means by play or drama. What do you perform? And the answer he gets is very interesting one. And that answer can be a definition of literature also, my friends. They said, hold up a mirror to the nature. You have to hold up the mirror to the nature. What reflections you see in the mirror can be considered as drama, can be considered as literature. That means whatever reflection is appearing into that particular mirror, whatever things you can see into a mirror, mirror has its own size. Mirror will not show everything that you can see with your naked eyes. Mirror has its own frame, and in that frame it will show whatever is reflected into it. Similarly, drama will also reflect or imitate the thing within its framework. It will not exceed beyond its framework. And that's why it imitates the actions of life. Whatever is happening in your life, it has been tried by that particular dramatist or playwright to reflect, to talk upon. Now, on the surface, you may find that this observation is very simple. Hold the mirror. That is the very famous dialogue of Hamlet. Hold the mirror to the nature. And whatever reflections you will find is the drama. A very simple thing. Even you can say it is obvious that if somebody asks us what exactly it means by literature, whatever is reflected, whatever is in life reflected in the form of words experienced by the writer, that is, you can call it as literature that is reflected, that is called as drama. Now, if you see carefully, the drama of the Greeks, because if you try to reflect on these understandings of drama, you will find out that it is somehow complex significance in the comment that Aristotle had given in Poetics. There is some complex, you can say, significance. There is an imitation of an action. What complexity it carries in it. If you look at Greek drama, for example, or even for the sake of understanding, if you look at Indian drama also, it has got, Greek drama has its intense mythic structure. It has got its profound speeches, formidable speeches and profound actions, you will find it. If you read the play, if you try to enter into the whole world of Greek drama, which we will move when we talk about the ages of drama, at that time we'll talk about Greek drama in detail. If you look at Greek drama, it is somehow trying to be larger than life. It is not, you can say, very simple to understand. It is larger than life. It has its characters saying such type of words that we ourselves are capable of saying it, but we never use those kinds of words in our routine dialogues or routine sayings. The characters do the things we might do, but the characters are somehow trapped in such conditions that we never even find it out in our routine life. Very rare situations that the characters are trapped into. If you read Greek drama, if you see Greek drama, the Greek tragedies written by, for example, for the sake of understanding, if you take a tragedy written by Sophocles, the very famous tragedy, the Oedipus, the King, which was translated in various languages across the world. Even in Marathi, Shirvadkar translated Raja Oyadipus. It is available in Marathi also. Now, if you see that play, Oedipus the King, you will find the situation in which King Oedipus is trapped in, and how he was unable to come out of that situation, which turned into a tragedy. Now, if you look at it, and if you're talking about Greek, they are having a very mythic interest into it. But if you look at Shakespeare's tragedy, it is not mythic. It is an interpretation of a very common man's understanding of life. Because if you look at Shakespeare's, the very famous 4 tragedies, and that's why drama imitates the life. That's why Shakespeare in his play said, hold the mirror to the nature. Look at Hamlet. Why Hamlet is a tragedy? What makes it to convert into a tragedy? Because Hamlet is indecisive. He cannot able to decide what to do, and that's why the very famous soliloquy you will find out, to be or not to be, that is the question. That means he is unable to take decision. And that's why Shakespeare is great, why Shakespeare is known across the world, because Shakespeare's drama, or Shakespeare's these 4 famous tragedies, talk about the instincts of human beings. The age Hamlet belongs to makes him not to take decisions. He was unable to take decisions very quickly. He was always confused, and that was the age that everybody was confused. At the age of adolescence age, you will find out everybody is confused in the adolescence age. Or Macbeth is over ambitious. Othello is jealous. Lear is searching for love amongst his kids. These are the common instincts, and that you will find out Shakespeare tried to imitate what exactly he finds in the society, he finds in the life. And that's why drama tries to imitate what happens in real life. tries to point out in real life. If we talk about all these, and especially if we locate ourselves up to Greek tragedies or Elizabethan tragedies, okay, we can say yes, it restricts. But if you move ahead a little bit, as the understanding of human beings grow, the subject become complex, more difficult to understand. And how these subjects become complex? Look at the very interesting drama of 20th century written by an Italian dramatist, Luigi Pirandello. Luigi Pirandello wrote a drama called Six Characters in Search of an Author. That is also translated in the Marathi. If it is possible for those students to find it in Marathi, they can read those plays so that you can able to develop your understanding of drama. Saha Natakkaracha Shodhat Saha Patra, translated by Chitrem Khanolkar. Available in Marathi also. If you can able to read Marathi, you can read in Marathi. Luigi Pirandello is a very famous play. It talks about the subtle relationship between drama and life. This play is a very good example for that. It has got a relationship. Its central issue is life and drama. If we begin our reading or viewing of most of the plays, knowing that the dramatic experience is not absolutely real in that sense. Because you have to, as I said you earlier also, that you have to visualize the things. Certain dramatic experience you may not get in your routine life. Very interestingly, as I said, it is a make-believe. At a two level it plays a crucial thing. Because as a reader, if you are reading a play, it plays, or if you are watching a play, you will find out it is always on two levels. One, you have to believe that what is happening is real, and second, you have to understand the fact that it is a make-believe done by the actors. As if you don't have any experience of watching a play in a theater, you watch movies also. Movies can also give the same sort of experience with certain changes in it. Otherwise, you cannot say that movie and drama are the same. No, there are lots of changes in both the mediums. Although both carries similarities, but there is a lot of difference in it. You have to believe. It is a make-believe system. It is not real. And you'll find out that the dramatic experience is not absolutely real in the sense. As we know that the actor who is performing the role of Hamlet, he does not truly die. But the character Hamlet dies. The actor will not die. Have you experienced it in your routine observation of anything? That if you are watching a movie, the character dies at the end of the movie, and again you watch the movie, the actor is once again alive. So Hamlet dies, but the actor who is performing the role of Hamlet, it is not died. Or you cannot see a ghost, or the ghost is truly not frightening his mother, but his mother is showing that expressions on her face that she is afraid of the ghost. The actors who are performing all these characters know the fact that it is not real, but they want to give the feelings to the audience that whatever they are doing it as a real. That's why The play imitates those imagined actions. All those are imagined actions, imagined by the playwright, imagined by the dramatist, that this is what is going to happen. The actor is performing it in real sense in front of your eyes. Or when you are reading it, you are visualizing that, okay, Hamlet looks like this and he is doing this particular thing. When an actor performs it in a very proper way, it is realistic enough to make you afraid of, or you feel a kind of emotional connection with that particular character. You are involved into that particular character. You want to be the part of that particular character. And for that moment, when you are watching a play or reading a play, you find it out that it is somehow real. For that moment, you realize, you accept it as a real. Now, we see significance in actions. The actions Hamlet imitates in the play. His actions help us live our own lives more deeply, more intensely, because they give us insight into the kind of possibilities that life can have. And that's why, please remember my earlier statement which I made, that drama instructs and entertains. Both the thing drama do. It instructs you. It tries to teach you something, that how you should face the life, how you should understand the situations in life. Drama always helps you to realize this. Because when we, as I said to you, that when we are reading a play or when we are watching a play, at that time, as I said to you in earlier lectures also, that we get involved into that particular character. If something happens to that character, we cry. If some funny thing happens, we laugh. We are becoming, or we are sharing the experience of the character with our own experiences. And this is what, not only drama, but this can happen with literature. That's why it is called as an humanist. That was, it is part of humanist. That it makes you to feel, it makes you to realize, it makes you to understand. When a character like Hamlet says in front of you, to be or not to be, that is the question. And when he says in front of you with a loud voice and with his gestures and with his hands raising up and saying, to be or not to be, that is the question. And when he's saying this, this makes you to understand, this makes you to find it out, that how you will able to find out all those things in the life of every person watching that particular thing. Because it is very much important, my friends, to find it out that how Hamlet uses this soliloquy. And if you see this soliloquy, Hamlet's soliloquy, to be or not to be, that is the question. And if you find it out, I'll try to show you, if it is possible for me to show you that particular soliloquy, so that you can able to find it out, that how the actor who performs it, to be or not to be, that is the question, whether it is nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against the seas of trouble. That is very nice soliloquy. If you see that soliloquy, you will find out that how this particular soliloquy speaks about the condition that Hamlet is trying to speak. Hamlet is trying to bring it out in front of its audience. And this to be or not to be, if you watch it, and if you watch it on somehow, if it is possible for you to watch it on your YouTube, you can get it, that how this to be or not to be worked with. I'm trying to show it to you. Whether this is possible for me to show it to be or not to be, that is the question. And if you see this, because if I can share the screen, I can share it so that you can able to watch it. I'll show it on screen to you.
Asleep to say we end the heartache and the thousand natural shocks that flesh is heir to. 'Tis a consummation devoutly to be wished. To die. To sleep. To sleep. Perchance to dream. Aye, there's the rub. For in that sleep of death, what dreams may come when we have shuffled off this mortal coil must give us pause. There's the respect that makes calamity of so long life. For who would bear the whips and scorns of time, the oppressor's wrong, the proud man's contumely, the pangs of despised love, the law's delay, the insolence of office, and the spurns that patient merit of the unworthy takes, when he himself might as quiet as make with the bare bucking? Who would fardels bear to grunt and sweat under a weary life? But that the dread of something after death, the undiscovered country, from whose bourne no traveller returns.
Now, if you have seen this particular way the actor is talking in front of you, I know you may not be able to find out what he is saying because it's quite difficult, typical British English that he is pronouncing, and we are unable to collect the meaning and collect the things of this British pronunciation that makes us a little bit difficult to understand, and that's why it is quite difficult for us to understand to be or not to be. I'll show it from a very old movie that I'm having with me, so that you can able to find it out that how this dialogue of to be or not to be works very seriously and sincerely with the thing. I'm sharing it once again. One of the old scene of
To be or not to be? That is the question. Whether it is nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against a sea of troubles, and by opposing, end them, to die, to sleep no more, and by sleep to say we end the heartache and the thousand natural shocks that flesh has had. It is a consummation devoutly to be wished, to die, to sleep, to sleep. A chance to dream. I dares to run. For in that sleep of death, what dreams may come when we have shuffled off this mortal coil, must give us pause. There's the respect that makes calamity of so long life. For who would bear the whips and scorns of time, the oppressor's wrong, the proud man's contumely, the pangs of despised love, the law's delays, the insolence of office, and the spurns that patient merit of the unworthy takes, when he himself might his quietus make with a bare bodkin? Who would fardels bear, to grunt and sweat under a weary life, but that the dread of something after death, the undiscovered country from whose bourne no traveller returns, puzzles the will, and makes us rather bear those ills we have, than fly to others that we know not of. Thus conscience doth make cowards of us all. And thus the native hue of resolution is simply o'er with the pale cast of thought. And enterprises of great pith and moment, that disregard their currents, turn awry, and lose the name of action.
These days, there is a lot to balance. But Grammarly and
I think you have seen the whole movement of that particular character. I know it's the first visual that you have seen on the screen. Later on, when we move ahead in all of our plays will have these kinds of visuals, so that you can able to at least have some idea about how it is being presented. When we talk about the Greek age, when we talk about the Elizabethan age, I'll try to show you the theatres, I'll try to show you some kind of performances that took place during that particular time, so that it will be easy for you to understand, so that it will be easy for you to get something very comfortable. Now, if you look at it very carefully, my friends, Hamlet's disposition, where he is talking about it is better to die in this world where sin and crime became most common in routine life. The world is full of sin and crime, so how can a pious man, how can an innocent man live in this world of sin and crime? And this is what most of the time happens with us. Now, we all are restricted to living this kind of feelings for ourselves for most of the times. And drama is one art form that helps us realize the potential of life for both good and bad things. You can easily recognize, you can easily find out what are the good and bad things that you can find it out in your routine life. And that's why drama is one of the foremost genre that human civilization realized that we should understand it. And that's why I said it instructs and entertains both. Now, if you look at these things, such imaginative participation is only possible when a part of drama we derive that this is having a close resemblance with my own experiences. The experiences makes you to realize this fact. And these experiences, how to behave in certain conditions. Now, if you see very carefully, we'll look at an anthropological perspective of it also. And if you look at anthropological perspective of drama, you find out in its origin, drama seems to have evolved from ancient, as I said, Egypt, Greek, and sometimes even we can say from India. With its rituals, with its ceremonies that we performed at various festivals. It was performed again and again to show the relationship of man with God. What is ritual actually? Ritual is nothing but a kind of relationship to be shown with God, and that's why we used to have rituals in our routine lives. If you see in ancient Egypt, some religious rituals evolved into repeated passion plays. Even you will find out in Greek drama. Greek drama, when we enter into that part, we'll talk in detail, but I'm giving you an idea that how this is ritual. If you look at Greek drama, the tragedies which were performed, all that Greek drama was written for the performance in front of god Dionysus. And all the performances were done at a religious celebration in front of god Dionysus. And if you see god Dionysus, the Greek playwrights like Sophocles, Aeschylus, Euripides, these playwrights always tried to bring a sort of relationship or some sort of clash between God and humans. Even you will find out in Indian rituals also. If you look at various rituals that we had in our own state called Maharashtra, you will have various kinds of rituals that used to take place. Now, if you see very carefully, my friends, these are the sort of interaction that we try to bring in front of the people, that, okay, this is the kind of interaction you had with your gods. And the sort of interpretations of the myths. Very famous epics with us, Ramayana and Mahabharata in Indian system, Indian society. And these epics, in the form of various myths coming in front of its audience, and these myths are trying to show us kind of relationship between human being and God. And these myths, over thousands of years, were trying to bring a sort of relationship between these two. In Greek, people used to participate into that particular myths. They try to understand it. They try to relate it in their routine lives. There are various things. If you want to get interested in, then we can enter into the area of Indian drama also, where you will find out lots of things takes place in Indian drama also. In Maharashtra, you will find out all the folk dances, all the performances are for the sake of understanding of the relationship between God and human. To instruct, to make the society aware of their own rights, to make them to get aware of what is the role of the state. Greek drama played a very crucial role in making people aware of what is the role of the state in making the lives of the people. Even you will find out in 13th and 14th centuries, drama in Japan reaching to its pinnacle with the performance of very famous drama called No Drama, No Drama, which talks of ritualistic things. This No Drama developed a Buddhist or Buddhist environment that try to give or try to instruct the society with the ideas of Buddhism. Or you can say the rebirth of Western drama in Middle Ages. The church started to perform dramas. The fall of Rome. The loss of classical artistic traditions. Because later on drama entered into church, performed by the church. We have a legacy of miracle and mystery plays if you look into the history of English literature. What are these miracle and morality plays that we find it in English literature? All these are the dramas based on religious ceremonies which are helpful to develop a faith in the minds of the people. A very famous play, Everyman, which is written in medieval theatre around 1500. One of the very famous morality play, Everyman. which talks about the issues of reward and punishment after death. Very common, you can say, teachings in every religion. There is a life after death, and where you have to be presented in front of the God with all these, with all your deeds. If you do something good in your life, you are going to be get rewarded. If you do something bad in your life, you are going to be punished. Good people will enter into heaven, and bad people will enter into the hell. So all these ideas of heaven and hell, you will find out part of drama. And that's why drama is very closely associated with life. Drama is close part of life, and drama always try to give you what exactly life means by. Okay, friends, I hope that you, I'm trying to, what I want to say, you understood it. I hope that you get it what I said. We'll continue this discussion on Monday. There will be no lecture on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We'll meet on Monday at 11:30 sharp.